Hi, my name is Bill Conway. I'm the author of the Sons of Issachar blog, and this is my second blogcast, whatever you call it. I'd like to share with you today. I just want to talk for a few moments about the question of humanity and is there a potential for us to self-destruct? The predominance of human biological research confirms that human life begins at conception, fertilization. At fertilization, the human being emerges as a whole, genetically distinct, individuated, zygotic living human organism, a member of the species Homo sapiens, needing only the proper environment in order to grow and develop. The difference between the individual in the adult stage and its zygotic stage is one of form, not of nature. This citation is not unique. Scientific journals conclusively demonstrate human life begins at conception. According to this citation, the difference between the individual in its adult stage and in its zygotic stage is one of form, not nature. Therefore, whether we're talking about a 99-year-old great-grandmother or a human embryo at conception, the question is not, what is it? Science concurs it is human life. Form may vary, an elderly great-grandmother or a baby in the womb, and all developmental stages in between. But in all cases, it is human life. The pro-abortionist shriek boils down to the belief that a woman has ultimate right to determine all aspects of her own body, including the termination of the unborn child in her womb. However, according to science, the life within her is not her own body, but a separate body and person resident in her, and who is therefore her responsibility. She has no inherent right to end this life because it is not hers to end. And yet, this pervasive argument of my body, my right, has become the sole focus, it would seem, in the debate. The logical outworking of this debate is that regardless of the age of the unborn child in the womb, it can be disposed of at the would-be mother's whim. This is supported in many countries where full-term abortion is legal. In other words, a healthy, ready-to-emerge baby can be killed by mothers and doctors without any concern for its viability and future. This, in my opinion, is evidence of a world and of cultures gone mad. The Roe versus Wade decision in 1973 in the United States stated that the fetus is not a person. Personhood begins at birth, not before. Therefore, the unborn child does not enjoy constitutional protection under US law. Under Australian law, a life is recognized at the point when there is independence from the mother. This means the child becomes a legal person when the child can take its first independent breath. Thus, the unborn child is not considered a legal person in Australia until it has been born and is breathing independently. Those who favor abortion continue to use non-person terminology for the unborn baby, such as womb contents, fetal organism, and the like. What they really mean is inconvenient human life. History suggests that perhaps 6 million Jews lost their lives in the Holocaust. An entire race of human beings was targeted by the Nazis for extermination. we continue to deplore this attempted genocide and echo the collective cry of 21st century Jews, never again. But the question begs, how many unborn children have we killed in Australia, in America, in Canada, through elective abortion? What is the price we're paying for this Holocaust of the unborn? The data on abortions displayed on the Worldometer's counter is based on the latest estimates on worldwide abortions, published by various sources, including WHO, the World Health Organization. According to WHO, every year in the world there are around 73 million induced abortions. This corresponds to approximately 200,000 abortions per day. If we are aborting children at the rate of 200,000 per day worldwide, then if we take Roe versus Wade decision in the US in 1973 as a starting point, this equates to 200,000 abortions per day times 365 days times 42 years. That number is 3,066,000,000 babies. 3 billion human lives exterminated, destroyed, cut out of the womb. I can't even begin to fathom the horror of that number. The words of the despot Joseph Stalin find their meaning here. If only one man dies of hunger, that is a tragedy. But if millions die, that's only statistics. The emotions focused on the issue of abortion are loud, intense, and absolutely polarized. It cannot be otherwise. We must either deny what we have done, defend it in terms of a woman's rights, or cower in horror. Having denied humanity at the early end of life's spectrum, we now focus on the other end. The elderly must be euthanized. We have determined they are no longer exhibiting the quality of life. Hitler applied this principle to homosexuals, people with disabilities, Jehovah's Witnesses, blacks, political dissenters, and many others. What have we become? Are human beings nothing more than economic units that can be discarded because either they have not been productive yet, such as the unborn, or they have outlived their usefulness, the elderly, the infirm, the disabled? If we accept the premise of utility, who amongst us can predict our own future beyond the next few moments? Stroke, heart attack, early onset dementia makes us each a target for extermination. Abortion has always been the watershed issue in terms of our humanity because it focuses on the intrinsic value of human life. Our historical biblical belief is focused on the value of human beings as created in the image of God, endowed with wonderful abilities to exercise dominion in God's created order. Having discarded our biblical heritage, we have allowed ourselves to be degraded to the point of the wholesale destruction of our future, our children, our children's children. And so we pay the price for our selfishness and idolatry. 6 billion and counting. The Old Testament prophet Micah, in Micah chapter 6, verses 7b to 8, gives us an inkling about what it will take for an about face, a new heading towards true humanity. He says, "Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God." Thanks for listening. God bless.